So hey guys, it's Easy here again with another video of the Total Fall of the Samurai mod version 2, of course. Now this is not a battle video, it's more like of a dev diary, you could say, to show, to give you some information. So the next update takes a bit long because I'm fixing some stuff and I'm also adding some stuff to the mod. It will actually be the biggest update since you could say it's official release. What did I fix first? Well, I fixed first the replay bug. Yes, indeed. I finally could fix a bloody replay bug. The reason why there was a bug or it had a crash error, you know, normally when you deploy before and then you play a battle, and after you play a battle you save and then you load the battle, then in the mod it was always crashing. Now the reason it was not CA's fault. It's not also because of big overhaul mods, because when I was watching some of Jackfish multiplayer head-to-head against Pixelated Apollo, I know the mod maker that because he was playing a mod, so I know the mod maker was Wirestrass. And I was looking because he has a very heavy modded game. So I saw that his replays, as Jackfish was showing some replays, it was working. So I was like, how is that possible that his battle replays were working and mine not? And we both have a heavy overhaul mod. So I investigated a little bit. And it took me a week actually to figure out what was the issue. Now the issue was that the standard bearer of the horse standard bearer in the general's bodyguard was causing the issue, and the way I saw it, or the way I figured it out, because I've been testing out all the units, because before when I made the units I used the units editor and I used different schemas, you could say. So I added all the unit parts in the Japan folder, like the vanilla folder, and from there on I was assembling some of the units to test them. And when I was playing a battle like infantry towards infantry, and I saved and I load the battle replay, I deployed first, it didn't crash. So then I did it together with the cannons. I assembled them again and made a battle, and it worked. After deployment. And then when I was doing with the general's bodyguard, I was then I reassembled them everything. That's why it takes so long. Actually, the next update, it didn't work. The replay crashed. So I was like, okay, now I already know it has to do something with the general's bodyguard. So I was like, okay, what may be the issue? The texture whatsoever, or maybe one of the unit parts? So I changed some stuff, but it still crashed. So I was like, okay, that's really strange. So I was like thinking, okay, this is a weird bug. See, I don't think I can ever fix it. But then I was just like changing the standard bearer from the database, from the standard bearer column to the musician column, and then it worked. So it means that the bug was created by the the horse standard bearer. You cannot, forever, or for future modders that wants to mod Shogun 2 Total War, or I think maybe other games of Total War, I'm not sure it's the same bug. You cannot add a standard bearer inside, or add that in the standard bearer column. You have to add it in the musician column for horses. So if you have a horse unit and you want to add a standard bearer, then you have to add it in the musician column, not in the standard bearer column. Seems pretty stupid, but that was causing the replay. So at least that is fixed. So that you can, for the next updates, you can expect that fix. The next thing, as you can see, from now on I will add the versions. So before you didn't really know which version you had. So now in the with every update you will get now a new version. So for the next update will be version 2 beta 0.05, and after that one it will be then version 2 beta 0.06. It will be, of course, in the Steam Workshop, it will be automatic updated, but the other files, of course, you have to download again from the official forum. What other fixes I did or add thing? Okay, well, not fixes. The other fixes I will show you to you directly. The other addition I did, I revamped the projectile system. I add more realism to the game in the way I investigate it extra. Some players have asked me to add more, or how can I say, that the rifles have a higher range. So the reason I didn't do it first, because I was scared that when the units approaches, you just shoot them out of the sky, you could say. You just could destroy the entire unit. So I didn't want it. So, but then I investigated a bit more in the data tables and in the rules. I found that, you know, I mean, in realism, I put some videos in the forum where that a guy tested a rifled musket. I think it was an Enfield 1853 or pattern 1853, and he fired like different distances. I think the first time was 50 meters, then 100 meters, 150 meters, and so on and so on. Now every gun maker, like for example the one that created, or the gun makers of the Enfield 1853, they always give you could say maxed range, like maybe 500 meters or whatsoever. But of course, even if you achieve that range, it doesn't mean you will hit the target. So in that example, you can see at 50 meters you hit always almost 100% the target. 100 meters you also hit the target, but you know, logically, the higher the range, the lesser it is that you can hit the target. So now, from now on, I changed it to for rifled muskets, of course, to 200, I think 275 meters. You can fire, but of course, at that area when the units come, they will the maxed range. Of course, you will hit a target, but not as much. So of course, the closer the units get, the better you shoot, or the better you hit the target, or the most likely you hit the target. So you will see it's entirely revamped. I also had to revamp the way gravity works, because it looks like for one reason or another CA made muskets and all, made them like fire in an arc. Now in rifled muskets, they do fire a bit with an arc, not much, but they do fire. So you will see it in game that they do fire a bit with an arc. Also, I will add all the information on the forum, so I'm not going to continue talking about the projectiles. I really added a lot of information how it will be in game and how the arc system and gravity works. Another thing that I wanted to show you is about textures. If you ever have played a game, sometimes the textures were looking too dark, or they looked very glossy, or they reflected too much. They look like plastic, especially when you were playing in winter. You could really see that the material of that they were wearing, the uniforms, they were like reflecting, or like they were looking like plastic or whatsoever, or glossy. So I finally figured it out that you have to use the converter. So you have to use a Targa file and then convert it with the official modding tools to a DDS file, because it looks like the NVIDIA plugin for Photoshop, even if it works, that is the issue that you get. So you really need to convert it with the official modding tools, otherwise you get that weird stuff. And now I will show you an example of what additions we have more for the next game. I didn't finish them all yet, it's just a little preview I want to show you guys. What you will expect, of course, for the next update. This is a battle replay, so you can see that the battle replay will work finally, and I deployed like all the troops like for a very long time. So I want you to see it also that it works now. So this will be of course fantastic for multiplayer battles that you can finally deploy. I think it's pretty important stuff that you can deploy, especially if you want to create trenches and what trenches. Yeah, okay, my English is not my first language, and I'm getting a bit tired of talking always. But then you know that you can do it. This is also of course interesting for me, because with that I can send some of those battle replays to some Total War YouTubers. So yeah, I'm going to show you how the texture works. Now you can hear that I deployed. It takes a bit to load, but it will load, don't worry about it. So I will directly put it on pause so you can see what...
Prepare to defend, sir!
Okay, here it works, so I put on pause. So as you can see, now the lightning of course, because it looks like it's a bit morning or evening maybe, I don't know. That's really what sucks a bit lately on the Total War games. It becomes a bit too arcadey, you know. Before you could choose which time of the day you could play, now you just can't. Now you just randomly generate it. So that really sucks a bit, but okay. So yeah, that's another addition you can see. We have the 6-pounder Colonial field cannon. So now you get Colonial field cannons. This will be your main gun type for the campaign, of course, because remember that we are in the Far East, and most of the Western factions, of course, can only recruit Colonial units. This doesn't mean you cannot recruit the other more Western-alike or home troops, but you know, there's a lot of different system I'm going to add in the campaign. I will explain it in a later time when I really am working on the campaign. So, but that's a new addition to it. So I'm playing as the United States, and as you can see, it says, you know, 6-pounder Colonial field cannon, Valet system, of course, and then you see another word or letters, and it says parentheses SD. What does that mean? It's pretty simple. SD means summer dress. So yeah, from now on in the game, for the Western factions, you will have a summer dress and you will have a winter dress. So what I want to do in campaign, that's one of the reasons I also said it to my Patreons. I think I said it, I hope. That after when I have all the tier 1 units, ships, land units, I'm going to start making the campaign. I will create a new campaign map, a bigger campaign map, and with all the tier 1 units, so then I can create a script that switches uniforms from one season to another season. So summer dress, of course, will be changed when it's spring. So when it starts to be spring, then the uniform will change to a summer dress. And when it's autumn, then it will change to a winter dress. And I mean, that's normally you can create it with a script, because I already have seen it that it has a special event and a special keyword that you can use for a script. So now the cool thing about adding those different dresses is that when making a campaign, because the old campaign map I made, I really didn't know how it worked, but now I know more about it, how it works. So if you are campaigning in winter and on the roads, only on the roads, you will not face attrition if you have a winter dress. Now, if you are in winter and you have a winter dress, of course, and you walk on the roads, you will not have attrition. But you have to change them, and the reason, or the way you have to change it, is that you have to go to a city. I'm sorry, to one of your cities that you control, because of course they have to switch into cities. You can't, because I don't know if the script really works like that, but normally in a script, if you're programming or scripting, you always have to say where you are going to change the uniform, or where it has to change. You cannot just, when your army is just on the land or just out of a city, it's impossible to change. It's pretty difficult to create a script like that. So what you can do is to create like a script. Okay, in the cities, uniforms will change. So that means, and my God, my English lately it's becoming late. That's why I guess is when you are going to you're in summer or spring. Spring, summer is pretty the same. I mean the same dress, you could say. But if if it becomes autumn and you're still in summer dress, you will lose a bit of attrition. Not as much as in winter, but in autumn you will lose a bit of attrition because you still have a summer dress, and morale will be low. You can all program that. So if you're still in summer dress and it's autumn, you have to start sending your troops that are campaigning to a city you control so they can switch of uniform. And when they switch of uniform, then they don't suffer any more attrition in that particular season. So that's my idea. Now things have to change, and I'm sure you all have your suggestions. So let's see first if we can implement it, and I will give more information about it. So here you have the 6-pounder field gun. You can also see that the textures look more natural. I have also shadows. It looks much more better. Also the cannons, as you can see by using the game converter, the modding tool. So before they were very weird, very glossy. You'll see it especially when we are going to, when I going to load another battle replay, but then in winter with the same units. So here we have the foot riflemen of the United States, and you can see that it just looks better. It looks so much better, much more natural. It doesn't have that weird glossiness around the uniforms. It looks just much better. So here we have the normal 6-pounder field cannon, also summer dress. So things have changed a bit, but not that much. But here again you can see that the textures look much better. Then we have here the Montgomery Guards summer dress, because we are playing in summer, you could say. Changes a bit, some of them. Also the flags are a bit, natural color. Also the way it reflects sun. And if you go here behind, because the sun probably shines from the other side, from that side there. So here are the Montgomery Guards. So you can see also it looks just much better than before. Before it was really, I don't know, it was not looking very well. Here we have the Howitzers, 12-pounder Howitzers. Same thing. Looks much better than before. Okay. These are all Montgomery Guards, so we don't have to show that. This is, of course, the summer dress general staff. So yes, general will also receive its own winter dress. So it looks much better, as you can see. Even the plume looks much better. Changed also the general. I used the vanilla in-game face. This is, of course, the mortars, the 8-inch mortars. Yes, the 8-inch mortars. They also look much better. The way it reflects and all. So also much better. I've changed some stuff, but not that much, to the units. And here we have the 12-pounder Napoleon gun howitzer, or gun howitzer. Also, you see it looks so much better. Personal for me. So, okay. Then we have here the engineers. Of course, you already know the way, but I just want to show you how the texture looks so much better. So than before. So here we have, of course, the Marines. So as you see, they also are a bit different, and as you can see, it also looks much better. It's darker here because, of course, the sun is shining from that side, so it looks much better with the shader, of course, as you can see. Also added some extra bags, so then they really look like soldiers, of course, with their backpacks or knapsack or whatever you call it. Here we have, of course, the foot infantry with their blue things. Of course, I show them all in the way the way I found the uniforms. In the official forum I show the information. This is all, of course, all foot infantry. Foot infantry, don't have to show that. That is the foot colonial infantry. See here, you have it also. And you can also see that the rifles, or muskets, whatever, they also look so much better. You don't have those weird things. The shine, I mean, the way the sun shines and the shaders just work so much better with the official converters. Also, the flag looks much better. So this is foot colonial, okay. This is the state foot infantry. See, you can really see the cotton that is made out of cotton, of course. So this is state foot infantry. We don't have to show you that much. I think you already know which units they are. State foot, engineers, and foot riflemen. Oh wait, I'm so sorry, guys. It's very late here, so try to do this as fast as possible. Yeah, it's moving because probably of the guns. So let me see here. Going to start from here. This is the Royal Marines. I have no idea why, in heaven's sake. It is like, I think it has to do with because I fired the guns from my mortars. But this is the Royal Marines. So it also, as you can see, it looks so much better. The color, much more natural. So I also give them some extra stuff. Okay. This is the Sutherland Highlanders. As you can see, also changed the hair, have a more natural look. Because I know that Lord John complained about it, that it looked a bit like a cactus, so I've changed that, so it looks also much better now. Okay, Sutherland Highlanders. I'm sure some units still will or are hiding here in the woods. Which one is this one? And this one is the Black Watch. Of course, they're in the woods, so difficult to see for the color, but it just looks much better. These are the Sepoy or Sepoy infantry. Also change the faces, so you know they look more like, you know, from India. And then we have here the Colonial Sutherland Highlanders. Oh man, that camera is making me nuts. But yeah, at least you can see the shadows. Pretty cool. Maybe I'll put on play, so making me crazy.
Nice view
So
from here,
the
sir.
flags are also different, better, personally at least. Boy, these are the foot infantrymen. So also looks much better color.
Get the uniform.
And these are the Welch Fusiliers. I mean, you get the point, right? I mean, about the colors and whatsoever. Coldstream Guards, as you can see, also changed the way the hair is. Because it was not looking like a cactus. These are the cannons, and as you can see, also the same thing.
Hold steady, man.
Oops, just fired. And these are the rockets, of course. Which one are those ones? These are the Colonial foot infantry. Oh my god, I'm really bad for for talking like that. And these are the riflemen. As you can see, the green is a bit lighter, not as dark as before. Normally have the Gurkha riflemen, but here are the Gurkhas. These are the Gurkha riflemen. As you can see, the shadows look so much better now than before. And here we have, let me put it on pause again, as I can moving, bloody camera. So here is the general's bodyguards, and the general, of course. And as you can see, it looks, well, better, you could say, right? So okay, I wanted to show you that. So now we go to the winter part. I will skip directly to the battle, of course. So guys, we are back here. I'm going to show you now the new addition, and that is the winter dress. As you can see, I mean, of course, this is just a custom battle, just a test out. So as you can see, the United States have their own winter dress. This is the 6-pounder field cannon. Here we have the foot rifleman. I think you can see a bit better that the way the new textures now, I mean new textures, the way textures are now, they're just better now, just natural. The cannon, as you can see here, these the Colonial, even the Colonials have their own winter winter dress, you could say. Here we have the Montgomery Guards with their winter dress. And here we have the 12-pounder field howitzer with the winter dress. Then we have here the general staff, and as you can see, the general with his winter dress also. So okay, here we have the mortars, 8-inch mortars, of course. These are all Montgomery Guards. Here we have the 12-pounder Napoleon gun, also with their winter dress. Here we have, of course, the engineers, also with their winter dress. Okay. I hope I don't move too fast with the camera. Sorry, guys. Here we have the Marines. As you can see, the Marines are here. So different. Okay. And here we have the foot infantry. So pretty cold for them. Okay, this is all foot infantry. Let's see now. This is foot infantry. So as you can see here, it says foot infantry stripe tier 1 WD for winter dress. This is the foot colonial infantry winter dress, of course. So yeah, here also with the drum. Other foot colonial, state foot infantry. As you can see, they still have their gray pants. So it's just like to say like, hey, we have a jacket over our uniform, you could say, you know. Not like that. It's just their own uniform, you could say, but just, you know, to show it like that. Okay, that is the state foot infantry, engineers and riflemen, and you already have seen that. Now we go to the Brits, and this is the Colonial Sutherland Highlanders with their winter jacket. Here are the Royal Marines with their winter jackets. These are the Black Watch. This camera is making me so nuts. Here we have this, not the Sepoy, the Sutherland Highlanders. Here we have the Sepoy infantry, because of course they have also their winter dress, you could say. Here we have the Welch Fusiliers, foot infantry, and of course the general staff. They also have all their winter dress. So yeah, I think you get the point. So they all have their own winter dress. So which one do we have here? This is the King's Own, the Colonial Black Watch, Colonial Guard, the Spear, of course, is typical. Here are the 12-pounder field howitzers, the British. Here are the mortars.
Sir, stay in the side now. There's a good gentleman.
Rockets are there. Gurkhas. Gurkha riflemen. So they still have their green pants. And here we have the Colonial Foot Infantry.
Put yourself on report.
Scots Fusiliers guards, of course. And last, we have the riflemen. Okay, that was it, guys. At least for this thing. The last thing I'm going to show you, but I will skip it. So I am back here, and so as you have seen in the battle replays, it's a big fix, of course, and also a lot of new additions to the game. Plus the textures now look much better, not like before. Last thing I want to show you is, of course, a plan I have for the future after I have a working campaign, and I will show it to you. Custom battle. Yeah, you can see all the icons. I changed the icons. Here you have it. So what is the plan of the future is, of course, to have all those nations, as you can see here, is to make them available only for custom battles. But as I said, it will be made after a working campaign. You know, the game calls, I mean, the name of the game is Scramble of the Far East, so of course I want to focus first on that aspect of the game, finish that one, and then start with custom factions. So I'm sure a lot of people will maybe be happy, maybe others not, but you know, you have a lot of them. This is, of course, most of the European ones, and Americas, and the Americas factions. So the Asians, I still have to see, because because you know, it's a lot of work. So I want to focus first on maybe the European ones, then the Americas one, and then in a later moment on the Asian ones. So I'm sure it will be fun for a lot of people then. And the reason why I do it is, of course, you know, it's first of all pretty cool for multiplayer battles, because it's for custom battles only. And of course for the community, and of course if I have those units, it will be interesting for future projects, so I don't have to start like making them all over again or making new ones. So that's why I'm going to do it, but that's as I said, after when I finish or I have a working campaign. So later on I will show you, because I also finished the French already, infantry, not cavalry, infantry, artillery, and the general staff. I'm going to do it first, so I finished the French, British, and the United States. After that I will do the Prussians, Russians, and the Dutch, infantry, artillery, and general staff. When I have them all, then I start the cavalry, of course, with winter and summer dress. As I said, the Qing Chinese and the Korean and Japanese will not have a winter dress, at least not for the moment. I'm not really sure if I'm going to let them have a winter dress. I think I will leave it like that. It's much easier for me, because it's a lot of work, to be quite honest. And the reason why I also have quite a lot of work is because I'm reassembling them, all of them again, from the units editor. And I use just the Japanese folder just for compatible reasons, so I don't have any bugs or glitches in a later time. And of course it's better that I fix as much as I can glitches and bugs, so then later on when I start tier 2 or whatsoever, I do not have to think about those stuff. And that is also one of the reasons why the next update takes such a long time. So I think probably the question you will ask to me many times, I'm sure of it, like, Easy, when is the next update going to come out? Update 5? Well, I hope next month. That's what I'm going to say. Next month, I hope. And by that I mean end of April, beginning of May. I said I hope, because of course I have still other things to do, of course, also, or other things that may happen. So yeah, so then you know. So okay, this was the dev diary, you could say, number 1. I will try to do if I have other things to show or whatsoever. If you want to show me the French, let me know in the comments below. So then I will show it to you if you want to, really. It will be a shorter video than this one, of course. Also, if you like this video, of course, subscribe and like it. And if you want to show your support for this project, you can always support me on Patreon. On Patreon you get a lot of additions, you could say, or benefits, especially if you are the last tier, the FotS member. As a FotS member, you will receive a special Discord role in my Discord, and of course you receive test versions of the mod, and of course you get as first the official release before I officially release it on the Steam workshop and on the forum, always a week before. So that's one of the benefits you get, and you can always, of course, ask me questions on Patreon. And yeah, if you want to support me, it's of course very I will be very happy about it. Not obligated, of course. I will always release it for everyone, doesn't matter. But of course, as a Patreon and especially as a FotS member, you get a lot of benefits. And in the future, you will even get the benefit to already test out the newest campaign with the new campaign map. The new campaign will be much bigger than the one you have or you see now in the campaign. I mean, it's not yet available, of course, but it will be much bigger. That's what I'm going to say. The rest is a secret. And if you want to know more, you can go on Patreon. If not, then don't worry. Of course, I will always put the information on a later time on the official forum. So yeah, guys, that was it for today, and I hope you liked it, and I'll see you then, guys. Bye bye.